Till the fence rests, let's lay it down. Gonna dig deep, wave that verdict round. The defense rests, time to analyze. With the evidence, we'll unveil the crime. Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule at the defense rests.
Oh, I've got echo. I've got somewhere running in the background. Hello, good morning. Oopsie, hang on. Hello, good morning. Is that better? That's better. Sorry. Nothing like a bit of technical difficulties. First thing, how are we? Oh, baking and wrapping sweets at work with y'all in my ear. Ah, it was lovely. But dickhead, me, as per usual. Goes that saying now. Alicia is very fussy with what she eats. Not like in a pedantic way, but she, you know, when you really feel like something, you've got to have it. That's Alicia all the time. So we were back and forth for the last couple of days. What did she want to have? Because she was coming over here for late lunch. Couldn't think of anything. So I just ordered a couple of things. We love hummus and baba ganoush, you know, the eggplant, roasted eggplant dip and stuff, and some pita bread and some olives and just some hillbilly stuff. Just because we hadn't decided and I wanted to have a backup. So I ordered them and she comes to my place and I told her what we'd ordered. And she said, Mum, I just called into this bakery and she bought this beautiful vegetarian lasagna. I'm like, sweet. Well, we can have some dips with it after when it arrives. It'll be here in about half an hour. About 3 hours later, I'm like, oh, I haven't got those dips. What's happened? They might be coming today. Oops. Good morning, Mr. Udahef. How are we? Welcome in, Miss Tricia. Yes, I apologise. It's been very, very hot here, like really, really hot, bad, humid, and it's Tan's just moved house and it's taken its toll. She's got no air conditioning. So yeah, she's like, oh, just exhausted. I can't. I just haven't got it in me. So I thought, oh, well, may as well. Oh, she just said that just as I put my makeup on. All right, well, I'm set now. I may as well do it. So here we are. So yeah, we are taking up where we left off yesterday. Today is day 2, and they have it for 4 videos for day 2, like they had 4 of yesterday. Go frickin' figure. So we'll get through them. I don't know if we'll get to all of them, but we will work our way through. Let me get back. Now, where is that? That's hiding somewhere because that was playing. There it is there. It's okay. You know when you get pages that hide behind other pages and you think you've got them in your... It's got to be in the right order or it doesn't work for me. I'm not anal and I'm not OCD at all. No. Oh. I can't wait until I'm waiting on these. Tanya introduced me to these local anaesthetic patches, and I didn't realise actually how much they do until I ran out. How is it? Come on, Jodie. Pull your finger out. Yeah, I ran out on Thursday, and it was a long weekend for us this weekend. So, they're not arriving until, I thought it was today, but it's tomorrow. And I'm like, I have to keep walking out to the letterbox going, oh. Okay, now I've got that set up. Sorry, behind the 8 ball. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Palola's mum. Oh, look, we've all piled in. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Great to see you all. What are we talking about? If this guy confessed, then why not plead? Apparently, he where is my description? I did write something in the description box about that. All right, the defense attempted to bar the because apparently he confessed pretty much and directed them to her body where they found her, and the defense were trying to keep that confession out of the proceedings, but the judge ultimately ruled that it was made legitimately after he'd had 2 Miranda warnings, and then he was placed on an immigration detainer. So I don't know where that panned out to, but we'll find out, won't we? What's that? Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I would assume so, yeah. He can't even speak English. One of the police officers had to, like Spanish police officers, had to interpret for him. Oh, hello. No. Did you want to be on camera? Hey. Hello. All right, let's do it, shall we? Don't stand on the keyboard. Oh, I've muted it. In my attempts to find out where my noise echo is coming from. Unmute. Okay. Nope, that didn't work. What the? Unless there's no sound in the courtroom yet. Nope, it's me. I don't have anybody sound. Ooh. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hang on. I can't find out why I've got no sound. What's going on?
Are you using the same browser that you're using for StreamYard to bring in the video?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I might refresh. Let me see.
Yeah.
No.
Hit the settings down on the YouTube page.
On the YouTube page?
Yeah.
Where's that?
A little.
I've got them now. They're working.
Okay. Yeah.
And during the search of the home,
it was the court. Fuck.
It was them. Hey, everybody.
19 minutes into it. Fucking dickheads. Sorry.
It was them. No, it's okay. I'm trying to avoid working.
Are you procrastinating?
I am. Well, I'm taking a break. We'll just say I'm taking a break.
What are you supposed to be doing?
Supposed to be doing tags and end screens and stuff for Dear What Christian.
Wow.
I've been doing it for 2 hours and I don't feel like doing it anymore.
God. How much videos? Oh, really?
He puts out like 7 or 8 videos a day.
Just himself.
Yes, plus a live stream every night.
How long was his videos?
Just, his videos are 15, 20 minutes, but
Oh, that's all right.
I produce for 6 channels.
Oh.
So I have to do that for every channel.
Mm-hmm. I just pretty much got mine set that I just go boop, 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 done.
Yeah. So what's this about?
This is day 2 of it's Mollie Tibbetts trial. It's a trial that started in 2021, but the incident occurred in 2018 in Iowa. Now, this girl is only 20. She was an Iowa college student, and she was in the track team. And she used to go for a run every night. And on the 18th of July in 2018, she went out for her usual run. Her boyfriend at the time was in Dubuque. Is that a place? Have I got the name right?
I've never heard of it.
And he was working over there, and he was on his way home, and she had Snapchatted him earlier in the afternoon. But he didn't open the Snapchat until like 10:30. It turned out that he was pretty much floozying on with 2 other chicks as well. Yeah. And then it turns out that the police found CCTV footage of her hairdresser actually spotted her running that night. So they had a bit of a timeline and a bit of an area. They couldn't find her for 4 weeks. And they got the CCTV footage and noticed this dark Chevy Suburban or something quite frequently in the same area.
I think I've heard this story.
Yeah, yep. It's a popular trial apparently. And he is apparently pulled up alongside her, and she's pretty much threatened to call the police. And he says that he lost memory. And he woke up driving. Yeah, woke up driving near some cornfields, and remembered that he had Mollie in his trunk. Because he had one of her earpods on it in his hand. So yeah, he dumped her in the cornfields and nicked off. A-hole. Stabbed between 7 to 12 times, apparently.
I was going to ask, do you elaborate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, this is day 2. We've just done the boyfriend's brother, I think the first responders. No, there wasn't first responders because it was crime scene and she was decomposed. So, yeah.
Bob Ross highly disapproves.
Who's that?
Bob Ross. He's a famous painter.
Okay. Right on. I have no fucking idea who he is.
Oh, you don't know who he is? Okay.
Nope.
He's famous for painting trees, and he calls them happy little trees. And this one happens to be holding a happy little tree.
We have silly things in the car that look like that.
I bought it for my son when he started driving, so he would have somebody in the passenger seat with him, and he strapped it in his passenger seat for a long time. Yeah, there you go.
Happy trees.
Lola's mom's got happy trees.
There are 3 college girls from Massachusetts also missing on spring break. Oh shit! Whereabouts? Wait, the young girl missing in Dominican. They found her dress, not a body. Oh. It's awful. Awful. Bob Ross. Now, have you seen any of the rulings? I'm getting whispers from people that think that Bev's put a gag order on them.
On the a gag order on the defense? I haven't heard that. I heard that there's a new ruling coming down today.
About, is this the motion to dismiss or?
Yeah, but she's not going to dismiss it.
No.
She's not going to.
The other, like, I know she ruled that they were going to let the Crosby supposed expert in.
Yeah.
What about
Did you see the
No.
interview with the juror?
No.
On
Turtle Boy or?
on Court TV.
Oh, Vinny. I started to, but I hate Vinny. And they're all about clickbait anyway. They just sensationalize everything.
He said that they did all vote not guilty.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And that said that
the foreperson took over, and the foreperson was nominated specifically by Bev.
Yeah.
Without any consultation.
And then that interview that was on Law and Order of the juror that had his voice and face blurred out yesterday said that Bev come in and told them if they were unsure how they were supposed to vote. I was like, wait a minute, what? That's not how it's supposed to go.
There's normally a verdict form for each charge. They shouldn't be crammed on one.
I agree with that. Yes.
Ridiculous. Because that was one of the questions apparently that they wanted to ask was, do they have to agree on all three at once? Or they had agreed on 1 and 3, but were still split on 2. And the foreperson refused to go out and ask the question.
But there are directive verdicts all the time. They should have said and apparently
not
guilty on count 1.
Was in charge of the jury as well, and it's conflict of interest much.
Yeah, and that sign that she was holding up though that said, "Do you?" What's her name? The female lawyer for Karen Reed.
Elizabeth Little.
Yes, Little. I was thinking Melanie Little, but yes, Little. She was holding up that said, "Do you have a relationship? Does Beverly have a relationship with
someone who said about a beach house or something?"
Yes, a beach house. Yeah. I was like, ooh, she's not going to like that much.
There is so many commonalities and so many just convenient things that just.
And then Hank gets up there and says, "It's a small town."
He didn't even put an affidavit in with his accusations, and it just shits me. And do you know, lawyer, now he's a fence sitter. He's so much of a fence sitter. He's got splinters in his ass. He has labelled Bev bias, and he's come out and said it. Runkle, Rob, Melanie, who else have I seen?
Emily, Aussie Insider, like Uncivil Law.
Really?
Yeah, I work for Uncivil Law. He has said it.
He's grumpy, isn't he? Is he grumpy?
Yeah. Yes, he is. I love it. I love it. I love him though.
He's very, very dry. Very dry.
I know. I love him though. He's great.
He was putting out last year. The last trial, I think, wanting to partner up with someone to run the trial, and I just felt so sorry for him. I nearly messaged him. I should have, because no one took him on. Poor bugger.
He's doing it with Melanie Little. He's doing it with Melanie Little this time.
Is
around.
he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. I suppose we should.
All right, dive in. I just wanted to pop in and say hello. I need to get back to work.
To watch. Oh, okay.
I need to work.
Okay.
Bye, dear.
Bye-bye.
Was there any indication found as to where Mollie may have gone?
Well, Deputy Simpson had relayed to me that that Thursday night, the 19th, he had gone through the home at 622 West Des Moines, and he had also talked to Mollie's mother, Laura, and he had gone to
Sorry,
their
my
house
love.
at 114 Bear Drive in Brooklyn, and they noticed that her running shoes were gone, and that Blake had also told.
Don't mind me if you see me flinching. I'm getting back spasm. Just ignore me.
Matt Simpson that the dogs were in the basement. So those two things together indicated that she had probably gone for a run.
Turn that aircon off. That'll help.
And did you learn during the course of your investigation Mollie's routine concerning her runs?
Yes.
And what did you learn?
We learned that she liked to jog at night or in the evening, late afternoon, and that her routes would vary, but that one of her routes would be 385th Avenue
Not having
that
yoga.
runs east out of Brooklyn.
And Deputy Kivi, were there any other agencies involved in the investigation or search for Mollie Tibbetts?
Yes. The very first day, the July 20th, we had several law enforcement agencies. Our agency, we had assistance from Jasper County, State Patrol, DCI. I'm probably missing somebody, but we also had numerous volunteer firefighters, community members who were out searching road ditches, rural areas, fields.
Deputy Kivi, can you tell me what a canvas is?
Yeah, canvas is I guess it'd be an investigative technique that we employed during this time, where we went door to door, and I believe every residence in Brooklyn, trying to ascertain who lives there, who might have been visiting at the time that we believe she disappeared, any vehicles associated with the residents, and any video that they might have.
Is that something that was expanded beyond the city limits?
Yes, that technique was law enforcement related. We had other people searching fields and volunteers searching fields, but we also went door to door to farm residences, rural residences, and we focused our search effort in the rural areas. I would say, basically, in the I would say generally the southeastern quarter of our county.
Can you tell me approximately how long that process lasted?
At least a month.
Did you discover any evidence indicating where Mollie may have gone during the course of your canvass?
We had some initial information regarding her cell phone that led us to focus our efforts in that area.
Deputy, what was the significance to a search on the southeast part of the county?
We had information from an FBI analyst who did some research on her cell phone that led us to believe that the last location of her cell phone was in that area.
Of Mollie Tibbetts' cell
Yes.
phone?
Did that ever get
During
recorded?
the course of the investigation, was any surveillance video obtained?
Yes.
And from what sources was that obtained?
We had video from numerous sources. The one that was useful to us came from 616 West Des Moines Street, a residence in Brooklyn.
Whose residence was that?
Logan Collins.
It's a lot of
What was
music.
significant about that
Maybe
video?
ties up too tight. You can't undo them.
We had a team of law enforcement officers reviewing video from all kinds of places. In that particular video, the officers reviewing that picked up on a black Chevy Malibu that was seen in that area. And I'll back up a little bit. 616 East Des Moines Street. It's kind of on the eastern side of Brooklyn. And we believe that we believe that Mollie Tibbetts had been jogging in that area. And through their review of that video, they were able to ascertain that particular vehicle would have had to have been in the area.
Welcome back, Connor. You popped in and popped out again, did you? You come and go as you please, love.
When Mollie Tibbetts was jogging through, and most likely would have seen her. He was just kind of driving around.
Were you aware of Christina Stewart's report of seeing Mollie?
Yes.
And is that how you knew the general location of Mollie's run?
Yes.
And I want to clarify one thing, Deputy Kivi. On Logan Collins' residence, was that on East Des Moines Street?
Yes, did I say west?
You
Sorry,
did.
yeah, east.
Did you actually view that video from Collins' residence?
Some of it. I didn't review the whole thing. I saw the pertinent clips, but I didn't see the whole thing.
And what were the pertinent clips?
Of the vehicle traveling around that area, circling around, just kind of lingering in the area for a while.
You saw the vehicle on the video?
Yes.
Can you describe the vehicle for me, please?
It was a black Chevy Malibu. Initially, when that information was passed on from the officers reviewing the video, it was described as a black Chevy Malibu, model year 2008 to 2012, with chrome mirror covers and chrome door handles. So that's kind of what we were looking for. I remember seeing the clips. I don't think it was until the next day or later that I saw the clips, but that's the kind of vehicle that I was looking for.
Do you recall the date that the vehicle, the Chevy Malibu, was identified as a vehicle of interest?
Yes.
When was that date?
August 16th.
West,
I'm sorry, it was identified on video August 15th,
And when did you learn about the vehicle?
that day.
I want to direct your attention to the following day, August 16th, 2018. And on that date, did you encounter a black Chevy Malibu?
Yes.
Can you describe that encounter for me?
Yeah, I was driving north.
That's like every trial. There's a black Chevy Malibu somewhere in it. Like there's a Walmart in the back door.
North on Highway 63 in my county vehicle. It was a dark blue Dodge Durango. I was driving north on Highway 63 and I was going underneath the Interstate 80 overpass. And as I went under the overpass, I saw a black Chevy
Went under
Malibu
the
with chrome
overpass, right under the underpass.
mirror covers at the stop sign at the westbound off ramp. And it caught my eye and I drove past it and then I pulled over on the shoulder to see where it was going to go because I wanted to identify that vehicle and driver.
And had you been looking for black Chevy Malibus at that point?
Yes,
Did you follow the vehicle?
I did. The vehicle turned north onto Highway 63, so it would have driven past me. And I caught the license plate as it did. I ran it through our dispatch center and I began to follow the Malibu north on Highway 63. I learned that the vehicle was registered to a female from Tama. And as we drove into Malcolm, which is less than a mile from Interstate 80, the vehicle turned west onto 2nd Street. And so I followed it and then it turned north into an alley and I lost sight of it for a second, but as I turned north into the alley, I saw that it was parked. So I parked in the alley, I got out and the driver was already out of the vehicle. So I said, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And he turned around and I tried to communicate with him. It became pretty obvious quickly that he didn't speak English. But there happened to be some older gentleman in the yard nearby that walked over and said he could help us communicate.
And Deputy Kivi, you said you ran the plate of that vehicle. Is that right?
Yes.
You recall what that license plate number was?
Yes. D. David, K. King, P. Paul, 055.
Just like that.
And the registered owner of that vehicle, was that Arlie Lorenzana?
Yes.
Were you able to identify the driver of the Malibu?
Yes. I asked him if he had any identification. He showed me a document as a birth certificate that gave his name as Cristhian Bahena Rivera and his birth date. I asked him, is this you? And he said, yes.
And you see the driver of that vehicle in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Where's he sitting?
Is at the defendant table with looks like a light blue button-down collared shirt and headphones on.
Were you able to find out any other information about the defendant? Did you take photographs during your encounter
Yes,
with the driver?
yes.
And what photographs did you take?
I took one of Mr. Rivera, and I took a few of his car.
I'd like to direct your attention to Exhibit 22. Are you familiar with this image?
Yes, I took that picture.
And what's depicted?
That's the vehicle that I encountered in Malcolm.
The vehicle that caught your attention,
Yes,
Is that a Malibu?
driven by Mr. Cristhian Bahena Rivera?
yes.
And when did you take that picture?
It's different to
August
what
16th.
Malibu. Chevy Malibu over here. What, Mike? Mike?
Where was the picture taken?
In Malcolm, I believe it was to the rear of 205 Clay Street in Malcolm, in an alley behind the residence.
I'd like to move to Exhibit 23. And what is this picture?
It's a picture of Mr. Rivera.
Did you take that picture?
Yes,
When did you take it?
that day, August 16th.
And where was it taken?
Same location.
Same time?
Yes.
And Deputy Kivi, I've got a couple more exhibits for you. I'd like to move to 38 and 39. Are you familiar with this image?
Yes,
What is it?
that's a picture of the same car, and that's in our Sally Port at the sheriff's office in the garage area.
Is it an inverted
And
version?
does this photograph capture the license plate of that vehicle?
Yes,
Is it the same license plate number that you encountered on August 16th, 2018?
yes.
I'd like to move to 40 and 41. What is depicted in these images?
The same car in our Sally Port garage area.
Are there any distinguishing features captured in this image?
I would say the chrome mirror covers and the chrome door handles in the license plate.
Is this the same car you encountered on August 16th, 2018?
Yes,
Then I'd like to move to Exhibit 42. And what is this, Deputy Kivi?
it's a kind of a closer up picture of the same car. Appears to be focused on the chrome mirror.
Did you ask the defendant about Mollie Tibbetts when you
Yeah.
encountered him on August 16th?
Yes.
And what was his response?
He said he had heard that there was a girl missing from Brooklyn, but didn't have any knowledge that would be useful to us.
Deputy Kivi, what were you wearing on August 16th, 2018 when you encountered the defendant?
I was wearing a black short sleeve polo with a gold Powashik County Sheriff star sewn onto it, khaki pants with the sidearm and my badge affixed to my belt, and black boots.
Was it apparent that you were a law enforcement officer by your dress?
I would assume so.
Did you identify yourself to the defendant as a law enforcement officer?
I did. I said my name is Steve Kivi with the Powashik County Sheriff's Office.
Did you make an arrest at that point?
No.
And how did you end the encounter with the defendant?
Probably just said thanks for your time, and he walked off, and I got in my car.
Did you do anything subsequent to that encounter, report it to anyone, anything of that nature?
I did.
What did you do?
I made a phone call. I don't remember who it was to. Told them about the encounter. I don't remember if I sent the pictures that day. I remember showing pictures to people the next day.
Thank you, Deputy. We have no further questions for you at this time.
Defense may cross-examine.
Deputy Kivi, I kind of want to work backwards. We'll start with the interaction with Mr. Bahena on the 16th, right?
Yes.
Of August. When you talked to him that day, describe his demeanor, please.
He seemed calm and not nervous, and
He was polite.
yes,
He answered all your questions.
he did.
Produced all information you requested of him.
He did.
Did you get the opportunity to look about his car and see if you could find anything of evidentiary value?
No.
I didn't actually search his car. I looked inside to the windows while he was in his glove box, getting his document that he produced.
Did you notice anything unusual about the inside of his car?
No.
Okay. And he told you where he worked and he told you where he lived, correct?
Yes.
Up to that point, on August 16th, where he told you where he worked and told you where he lived, had you received any information concerning those locations being suspicious in the disappearance of Mollie Tibbetts?
As far as, I'm sorry, where he worked, you said?
Yes.
No.
Had you received any tips or any intelligence that Mollie Tibbetts may have been abducted by an individual named Cristhian Bahena?
No.
Had you received any tips or intelligence that the likely suspect was Hispanic?
No.
You were involved in this investigation every day, correct?
Yes.
Were there briefings every day?
Yes.
And were you involved in briefings with both the DCI and the FBI?
Yes.
And the FBI utilized vast resources, didn't they?
Yes.
That included agents from Washington, D.C., right?
Yes.
And some of these agents were agents from the Behavioral Analysis Unit, right?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Did any of these briefings that you were involved in include briefings from the FBI as to what kind of individual you're likely looking for?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. The southeast corner of the county, define that for me.
Very rural.
Very rural?
Very rural, yeah.
Okay, but what would be draw me a mental picture. Where's the top end, where's the bottom end, and the east and west corners?
We pull the map up, I could show you. Or you just want me to describe it to you?
Just describe it to me.
Powashik County is very rural. Interstate 80 goes east and west right through the middle of the county. Brooklyn is right along Interstate 80, maybe just to the east of Center. So I would say, I mean, if you go straight south of Brooklyn, if you can imagine that southeastern quadrant, Interstate 80 runs right through there. Highway 21 runs straight south from Interstate 80. I would say right straight through that quadrant, basically. There's a couple little towns down there, Deep River and Guernsey. I guess, does that answer your question?
So you're looking in the Deep River Guernsey area.
Yeah, in that area, in that kind of cone shape, I guess.
Sorry.
Is that the
Ken brought me over some these things. And they're a compression stocking that inflate and deflate to try so that when I'm streaming, I don't get as such swollen legs. Helps the circulation. And I put them on yesterday, and I think they did help a little bit, especially overnight. When I wore them yesterday afternoon, I thought that I was just sweating. But no. Somehow these compressions, because I have the compression stock, it's a good look down here, don't you worry, apart bottom from the desk. I've got my heat belt at the back. I've got compression tights on, expansive compression filler-ripping things, and yeah. But what it's done, it's pushed all the fluid up to just under the surface of the skin, and everywhere that I have like bumped or knocked myself over the last week, it's just like leaking fluid. It's revolting. It's revolting. So I owe Tanya some inflatable stockings things. Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck's going on with my legs. It's just just the tiniest little hole, and it just drips. So I've had to put stuff over them. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I was taking them off.
the area where Mollie was ultimately found?
Yes.
And the reason that area was focused on was because that was where her cell phone last pinged, right?
That was where, I don't know the technical term, that's where we were told that the phone powered off, or that was the last known location of the phone.
Okay. And that's what led you to an individual named Wayne Cheney,
Yes,
because his home was near there.
yes.
It's just like clear interstitial fluid. It's, and I was on one leg, not the other leg. And then I was so like, you know, when you get so much fluid, it's so swollen and it gets tight and itchy and uncomfortable. And it's like, oh, so I got a pin and went, I wonder if this would work. Went, and yeah, it worked.
And Mr. Cheney,
I should just, my theory was just to wrap my legs up in something and then cover it and then put these compression stockings on and squeeze it all out. Like poke all these holes in my legs, get rid of it, done.
you canvassed or searched his area?
Yes.
And what was the connection or the attraction to Mr. Cheney as someone of interest?
Basically, Wayne Cheney lived in the area, or does as far as I know still. He'd had a kind of history of no contact order violations, just kind of a reputation as being a little different around women, I guess, to put it. All we knew in those first days were that was where her phone was. We didn't have anything solid leading to anybody. We were. Did
you or any other law enforcement, to your knowledge, have any tips regarding Wayne Cheney and his involvement in this investigation?
That's possible, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Would you agree with me that if there were a tip involving someone who had a history of violence against women or perhaps being sexually deviant in that quadrant of the county, that'd be something law enforcement would want to follow up on? Yes. And tell me why that is.
Well, we had a missing 20-year-old under suspicious circumstances. Unlike her, we also learned through that FBI phone analysis that she was jogging and witness test or eyewitness accounts that she had been jogging on 385th Avenue. She had her phone with her. There was some kind of what they called event at a certain point along 385th Avenue, and all of a sudden her phone is traveling like 55 or 60 miles an hour south on the gravel road.
You know how we had issues yesterday with the internet? Apparently X was down and everything. Like it was a big thing. These compression things now actually do help because it feels like it's reducing it. But instead of my body reabsorbing that fluid and peeing it out, it's bringing it to the surface and sitting just under the skin. You can actually, like I was showing Alicia today, you can actually like push it with your fingers and you can watch it. It's revolting. It's revolting. I'm going to email myself some photos of my feet the other day. I don't
road, and then it just shuts off in the middle of nowhere.
Wait, excuse me. Wayne Cheney lived on 470th Avenue, correct?
Yes.
And Mollie's body was found on 460th Avenue, correct?
Yes.
So basically, Wayne Cheney lived about a mile south of where Mollie's body was found, and perhaps I think a little bit to the west, right?
Yes, that's right.
Now, were you involved in any canvassing of 460th Avenue?
Yes.
Did you talk to the residents up and down 460th Avenue?
Yes.
Did you talk to anybody who resided in the 2400 block of 460th Avenue?
I don't believe I did. Somebody probably did, but I don't recall going that far.
Okay. Well, does X own StreamYard as well? Because it must have been connected to StreamYard because I could still watch YouTube. It was a StreamYard thing. So I don't know.
Would it be important in your training, education, experience to talk to the people who lived immediately in the area where Mollie's body was found?
Yes.
And why is that?
I'm sorry?
Why is that?
Well, we would want to know if they saw anything or had any information that would be useful. Saw anything suspicious around that time?
Do you know whose property Mollie's body was found on?
I believe the last name is Bear.
Okay. Do you know who owns the property immediately adjacent to the west of Mollie's body?
I don't.
If I gave you the name Ron Pexa, would that jog your memory?
Immediately to the west?
Correct.
Yes, I did go there. I remember talking to him.
You did talk to Ron Pexa?
Yes.
And why should you talk to Mr.
Oh, Teresa, I just got your email. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yay. So is that the son that lives in the red house across the lake? Not lake from you? Let me see. Can I? All right. Do you want to see something really revolting? You want to see this bunch that they were both messing up? I know X went down for quite. Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Do you want to see my feet or not? They were really bad this day, like really bad. Or do you just want me to email them to you, Teresa? I hate getting old. I hate arthritis. Yeah.
Mr. Pexa?
Believe we had some information come in about him.
All right.
I don't recall specifically.
Let me get the page. I can show you while I'm streaming. Oh, look, a lovely foot. Not. Can I zoom in on that? Oh, there we go. Look at that. You can't tell me that my circulation is not affected. And see these scratches? That's where it's all. Yep. And that's me wiggling my foot. There's fluid under it, and I can actually make those bits like go light or dark depending on how I move my foot. See how these bits have gone white because the fluid's moved? It's really, look at it. It's fucked. And I don't know what to do about it. But poor Alicia was mortified. Yeah.
What it was.
It's the skin, because I'm on the prednisolone. Prednisolone makes your skin really, really thin as well. And it's the blood vessels and the nerves that where they come out of my spine, my lower back, they're all getting crushed. So I'm not getting it coming back. Like the circulation isn't coming back up, which is why I've been trying to lay down with my feet elevated and get this circulation going again. I put moisturizer, I do everything I can, but I'm waiting on, they gave me an urgent referral 2 weeks ago, and I'm waiting to hear back for an appointment at the Alfred, which is the biggest hospital in Melbourne. So, yeah. Yay. I used to have the best feet and legs.
I went there with a couple of other agents and we talked to him for, I don't know, a half hour.
Was that recorded?
Not that I know of.
Was a report made of that?
Not by me.
Did Mr. Pexa tell you he was a law enforcement officer?
Yes. Or retired or part-time or I don't remember.
And the information you received on Mr. Pexa, please tell me what it was.
Thank you.
I don't remember where it came from. I don't remember.
Did the report involve him being sexually violent in the past?
It could have. I don't really remember.
Was this before or after Mollie was found dead?
That was before.
Okay. And he lived approximately less than a quarter mile from where her body was found?
Who are they talking about, mister? Are they talking about the boyfriend being sexually violent? I missed that bit. I'll work it out.
I'm not sure about the distance, but nearby.
If his address is 2410 460th Avenue,
That sounds about right.
that's about where her body would have been
Yeah,
found.
that could be accurate. Yeah.
And if Mr. Pexa, I'm assuming that If he had a history of violence against women, that's something you would have followed up on?
Yes.
You recall who the agents were you went there with?
I think it was Agent Valletta from the DCI, and I think Agent Patras from the FBI.
Okay. And you'd agree with me that an investigation of this magnitude, that something as important as investigating and talking to someone who has the allegations against them, like Mr. Pexa, those would be documented. What do you think?
I would think. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't.
You weren't the investigating officer, so you necessarily wouldn't do it, right?
I didn't. I don't think I had anything on Mr. Pexa.
Okay. But you had a lot on Mr. Cheney.
Not really. I mean, he was interviewed at least once that I know of, and I know he was looked at very closely.
Okay. He was
Very closely. He was looked at and eventually cleared.
Okay. He was interviewed at least twice, right?
I think so.
His property was searched, right?
I believe so.
And he
How good is my thumbnail? Sorry. I was just admiring it. That's one of my better ones, I reckon. For sure.
recollection, Ron Pexa, his property wasn't searched, was it?
I believe we did.
And can you tell me what that property search entailed?
We were in his house. We walked through some outbuildings.
Was that quarter-mile stretch between where Mollie's body was ultimately found and Mr. Pexa's house, was that searched by volunteers?
It could have been. I know we didn't do it that day.
Was Mr. Pexa ever brought into the fire department and officially interviewed?
Not that I know of.
Do you know if he denied any type of sexual deviance or violence against women?
I don't remember him being asked that specifically, but it's possible.
In response to Mr. Claver's question, you seem to opine that where Mr. Bahena was living, he would have traveled north on 200th Street and then went in 385th to get to Brooklyn, right?
Right.
200th Street, if I understand it correctly, goes straight north, correct?
Yes.
And as you go straight north a couple miles, well, first of all, is it north or south of Interstate 80?
His residence?
Yes.
Just north.
You go north on 200th Street. He told you he gets to the blacktop and then turns, right?
Right. Correct.
Yeah, so you turn left, actually, to
Right.
Brooklyn.
Correct.
So 385th is not the first blacktop you hit, right?
No.
So you hit Old Highway 6 first.
Right.
You take Highway 6 left, and that takes you into Brooklyn, too.
Yes. It could.
So he never clarified whether he took Old Highway 6 or kept going north to 385th and took the blacktop, right?
That's right.
So the idea that he shot across Old Highway 6, kept going north, and then took 385th in is mere speculation.
That was my opinion. But
Yeah.
he didn't give me the correct address, his correct address when I asked him the first time either. I only learned of his actual address later.
Okay. And again, he spoke very little English.
Right. That's right.
And was he able to give you anything with his correct address on it?
Not that day I talked to him.
Okay. But he was able to give you the address of where he worked.
That's right.
So your testimony to the jury that he just left out the fact that there was a blacktop he would cross first. You just opined that he blew past the first blacktop, went to the second one, which just happens to be the one where Mollie Tibbetts was running, right?
Right. That's what I thought after we realized what his actual address was.
Okay. And that fits the narrative because that's where she was running the day she
There's
was.
certainly a possibility.
Yeah. But there's no evidence that you can provide that's what he did.
No.
And when you take Old Highway 6, the first blacktop, that takes you right into downtown where all the business is done, right?
It takes you to the south end of Brooklyn. You'd have to turn and go into town, but
When you turn to go into town, you go over a little bridge.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
Downtown's right there, right?
that's right.
That's where the grocery store is, right?
That's right.
That's where the gas stations are, right?
Yes.
That's where anything of commerce that you would do is, right?
That's right.
Is that where the trailer park is too?
Yes.
When you come in 385th Street, that's the northern edge of town, right?
Yeah. Midway. Yeah.
That's more of the residential area, right?
Yes.
And did Mr. Bahena tell you that he would go into Brooklyn on the residential side of town?
I don't remember if he said that specifically. I know he told me that he would go, he had friends to visit, or he would go into town occasionally.
On the 20th, as part of your investigation into this case, you also were just gathering information in general, right?
I'm sorry?
On the 20th, part of your job was just gathering as much information as you could, right?
On what date?
The 20th of July.
Yes.
And part of that gathering of information was interviewing Dalton Jack.
Oh, on July 20th. Yes. Yes.
And was your interview the first real interview that Mr. Jack had to undergo?
I believe he talked to Deputy Simpson the night before.
Okay. But as far as an in-depth type interview, a true interview, not just a fact-gathering interview that Deputy Simpson did, yours was the first one.
Mine was the very next one. Yes.
Okay. Now, do you recall the recitation of activities, what Mr. Jack said to you about his activities?
Objection, hearsay.
Can you read the question back, please?
Now, do you recall the recitation of activities, what Mr. Jack said to you about his activity?
Sustained.
As part of collecting information and to further your investigation, you took statements from Mr. Jack, correct?
Yes.
And that was to further your investigation, Deputy Kivi, right? Right?
Yes.
And the statements you took from Mr. Jack were meant to guide you in your next step in the investigation, correct?
Yes.
And did Mr. Jack give you statements that helped guide you in your investigation?
Yes.
What was the purpose of investigating or talking to Mr. Jack?
To gain more information on Mollie Tibbetts, her habits, basically start building what we call a victimology,
What is a victimology?
like just a background, personal history of a victim, habits, preferences, personal characteristics, things of that nature.
Okay. He told you that the night that Mollie was abducted, the 18th, that he was living the hotel life, right?
Yes.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. Go ahead.
He told you he was hanging with friends that night, right?
I don't know if he told me he was hanging with friends. He told me he was at the hotel. He was in Dubuque during that time.
He told you that the next day, the 19th, he was working on the bridge in Dubuque, right?
He was working. Yes.
He worked till noon,
Yes.
and they got rained out, right?
Yes.
So he went back to the hotel and he took a nap, right?
Yes.
And that he woke up to a friend calling, asking about where Mollie's whereabouts were, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall saying to Mr. Jack that every little detail that he could give you was important?
Sounds like something I would say. Yes.
And why is every little detail at that point important?
Because we don't know what's important and what's not. At that time, it was pretty early.
You asked Mr. Jack to tell you Mollie's run routes. You recall that?
Yes.
And he told you very specifically that if Mollie runs 3 miles, that she would start at the school, run down by the Jasper construction shop, over by Manat's, and then back again, right?
I don't remember Manat's. I remember him telling me that it was possible that she could run north on the gravel, 170th Street, that runs from near that West Des Moines residence north. She would run through town. One of the routes could take her by Jasper Construction, and then possibly out 385th. I don't think Manat's was ever mentioned.
But he had clear recollection of her run routes, right?
Yes.
And it was Mr. Jack on the 20th of July, 2018, who told you her run routes. That's clear.
Yes.
And you asked Mr. Jack about the possibility of Mollie maybe having another guy, right?
Yes.
And that's just a routine question in any missing person
We had
case.
nothing to make us believe that. No.
Do you recall Mr. Jack telling you toward the end of the interview that if it helps, he would answer any question, no matter how uncomfortable?
I don't remember him saying that, but it's certainly possible.
Okay. Toward the end of the interview, Mr. Jack mentioned some rumor he heard about some girl in an accident down by Pekin. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Did you ever investigate that rumor?
I didn't. I think it was passed on into the our little command post, but I don't remember doing anything with that personally.
And for the record, he told you that he had heard a rumor that some girl and an unknown male had been in a car accident down by the small town of Pekin,
Yes.
and that a third-party male had come upon the accident, and the female had injuries, right?
That sounds familiar. Yes.
And the female looked at the third-party male and said, "I don't know who the other male is with me. Get me out of here."
Objection.
I don't recall that.
Overruled.
Correct?
I don't remember the exact words. I remember asking him, trying to be polite. I remember asking him,
Can you guys hear the background noise? Like the chatter? Or is it just me? I feel like someone's talking in the background constantly.
What exactly how that matched up with what we were doing. What he was telling me just didn't really seem, I wasn't making the connection. If I remember correctly, he said he heard a rumor that like a friend of a friend had been in an accident in some town 60 miles south of here. She'd been picked up by some guy she didn't know, and they kind of ended there, as I remember.
Just kind of an albatross of a rumor.
Yeah, there was another piece of information that added to the stack, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Hello, Anna.
You authored some search warrants in this case.
Hello. Where you don't want to know.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, no. They're fucked. How are you, sweet cheeks?
What were those search warrants for?
Oh, I see. I wrote a search warrant for, I'll probably miss some, Google location. I wrote a search warrant for, I think, Mr. Rivera's trailer, his DNA. There was a Nissan Altima involved. I don't know. I think I did 8 or 9. I don't remember exactly all of them.
Did you do a consent search of the Jack residence?
Ah,
Yes.
well, I've got you all here. I need. What the fuck am I going to talk about that day for the podcast? I haven't even come up with that yet. What was the other thing? What's that? Aha! I'll think about it. I'll think it'll come back to me.
Do you know
Oh,
something?
it's coming up to my my 1 year anniversary. So I was thinking about maybe doing like a streamiversary. Any ideas? Any suggestions? Any requests? I have to get it in before April because we're going to be busy April.
Firearms?
No, I don't remember seeing any.
You know, say nice.
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
Nothing that stuck out. I mean, I got knives in my house too.
Were you involved in the investigation of an individual named Andrew Day?
No,
Were you involved in the investigation of a man named Michael Davis?
no,
Were you involved in the investigation of a man named Brandon Ruller?
no,
I'm going to butcher this name, but maybe you can help me. It's local.
Yeah.
Were you involved in the investigation of a man named Tim Tometich?
I think it's Tomatich.
Tometich?
Yeah, I think I'm familiar with that. I didn't follow up on that.
Are you
It
aware
was
that,
followed up on. I didn't personally do it.
are you aware that these are all individuals who were investigated in connection with the disappearance of Mollie Tibbetts?
Yes.
Were you involved in the investigation of any of the employees of Blattner Energy?
Yes.
And just so the jury knows, Blattner Energy was the company erecting windmills in the Powashik County area.
Yes.
And what did that investigation entail?
Blattner Energy at the time had what I guess I would call a big camp, kind of near the interchange of Highway 63 and Interstate 80. That's kind of their operation center. They set up kind of semi-temporarily, but they were there forever. So they had workers coming in from all over the state and all over the region. So as part of our canvassing efforts, we went there, I think, twice and interviewed as many of those employees as we could, or at least identified them.
And the employees of Monash, there were several of those that were investigated as well?
I think we did a canvass at the Manat's headquarters in Brooklyn. I don't know if anybody was specifically investigated.
How about Brandon Ruller?
I know the name, but I didn't personally follow up on that.
But you were aware that he was someone who was investigated?
Yeah, the name's familiar to me for more than this. Yeah,
A local sex offender?
I believe so.
And that's why he was investigated?
I assume so.
A Curtis and Keaton Laver?
Yes.
They were also investigated?
Yes.
And why were they investigated?
Let's see. I think Agent Valletta and I talked to them the first day, and I don't know if that came in as a tip. I think we seized a computer from them that was searched, and we interviewed the younger of the Laver, like the son. He was eventually cleared.
Speaking of computers, at the Jack home, when you went there, Mollie had a computer?
Yes.
Was that searched?
Yes, I believe so.
By whom?
I think it was the FBI.
Would it be, in your training, education, experience, basic investigative techniques to get all the information off that computer to see her activities in the days leading up to her disappearance?
Yes.
And if it wasn't, can you think of any reason why not?
I don't know if it was, I guess I don't know. I don't know what was done with the computer exactly. I know it was in my possession at one point. I turned it over to the FBI, and I didn't have anything to do with the computer after that.
If it were your investigation that you were leading, what would you have done with that computer? Would you have had it examined
Yes.
forensically?
Yes.
That's all I have.
State, have you redirect?
Yes,
Go ahead.
Deputy Kivi, did you, or were you aware of an interview with the defendant that took place subsequent to your encounter with him on August 16th?
Yes.
And when did that interview take place?
It was on August 20th.
And how was the defendant encountered on August 20th, 2018?
We went to his place of employment at Yerby Farms to do I guess you'd call it a focused canvas, to gain a little more information about him and the car and who else might be associated with him in the car. At the end of that canvas, he was taken to the sheriff's office for an interview.
Did you personally go to Yerby Farms on August 20th?
I did.
Were there other law enforcement agents that went with you?
Yes.
Do you know how many?
I don't know the number. There was, I think, myself, maybe one or two other deputies, DCI agents, Homeland Security, FBI, I think. I couldn't put a number on it. Maybe 12. I don't know.
And were you, or did you have any interaction with the defendant at Yerby Farms
I identified him as the same gentleman that I saw in Malcolm.
on August 16th?
Yes, I didn't speak with him. I positively identified him.
And were you made aware that an interview with the defendant was taking place?
Yes.
And where were you during that interview?
We had, after Mr. Rivera was transported away, and we left the farm, I don't remember if I went down to the sheriff's office or if I went home. I ended up at home at some point. So at about 9 o'clock that night, our chief deputy, Joel Vanderleest, called me at home and said, "Hey, they're still down here talking to Mr. Rivera. He has some interesting things to say. You should probably come back here." So I did.
Do you know what time you arrived at the sheriff's office?
It was probably 10.
And when did you leave the sheriff's office then, after you first arrived?
Probably about 4:30 in the morning.
Was that on August 21st?
Yes.
Where did you go once you left the sheriff's office?
We ultimately ended up at a field drive into a cornfield about 400 to 500 feet west of 2478 460th Avenue.
Was anything found at that location?
Yes.
What?
After a search of the cornfield, we found human remains that appeared to be deliberately covered by corn stalks in a cornfield. And those remains were eventually positively identified as Mollie Tibbetts.
Deputy Kivi, I'd like to show you Exhibit 2 again.
Okay.
You see an arrow with an address marked on the image?
Yes,
Does that accurately portray where the body was found?
I believe so.
And I'm going to move the cursor to the location. Can you tell me if that's an accurate spot where the body was found?
So the arrow represents the address?
The cursor. You see the little red
Yeah.
dot?
That's probably about right. I can't see the actual gravel road marker, but that's pretty close.
I'd like to move to Exhibit 24.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this map?
Yes.
And can you describe what it is, please?
It looks like basically the southern half of Powashik County.
Are there markings on that image?
Yes.
And can you tell me the significance of the markings?
The little red pin marker looks like it represents 2478 460th Avenue, which looks like it's that yellow line, that horizontal yellow line. And the body location arrow shows about where actually the little red cursor shows about where the body would have been found.
The road that runs north and south directly to the red pin, do you see that?
Yes.
What road is that? Do you know?
Powashik, Iowa Road.
Is that the county line?
Yes.
Mr. Claver, let me just for clarification purposes, just inquire. You had referenced Exhibit 24, and we're looking at Exhibit 3. Can you clarify that?
Yes, Your Honor. I had misspoken. I meant Exhibit 3,
Okay.
which is what's pulled up on the screen.
And that clarifies it. Thank you.
Deputy Kivi, when you left the sheriff's office, did you drive to the cornfield at 2478 460th Avenue?
Yes.
Was anyone else in the vehicle with you?
Yes.
Who was that?
I was driving. Officer Pamela Romero from the Iowa City Police Department was in the front seat. Mr. Rivera was in the back seat behind me, and Agent Potratz from the FBI was in the back seat with Mr. Rivera.
Was it dark at that time?
Yes.
Do you recall the approximate time you arrived at the cornfield?
It was 5 or a little after 5 a.m.
Did any other law enforcement officers travel to the cornfield off of 460th Avenue?
Yes.
You know who that was?
Sheriff Kriegel, Agent Valletta, Chief Deputy Vanderleest, and Sergeant Jeff Fink from the Iowa City Police Department.
Were you the first officer to discover the body?
No.
Do you know who was?
I believe Agent Potratz was.
From the time the defendant was transported to the sheriff's office on August 20th, 2018, to the time that the body was discovered on August 21st, 2018, were you aware of any other individuals that law enforcement interviewed during that time span,
No.
other than the defendant?
No.
Were you aware of any admissions that the defendant made when he was at the cornfield off of 460th Avenue?
Yes.
And you were asked on cross-examination about several names that you encountered during the investigation. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Specifically, you were asked about a Wayne Chaney.
Yes.
Was any physical evidence associated with Mollie Tibbetts' disappearance or death associated with Wayne Chaney?
No.
And what about Mr. Pesca?
No.
In your investigation concerning Mollie Tibbetts' death involved the investigation of several people, is that right?
Yes.
And among the people brought up by Mr. Freeze during his cross-examination, did you discover any evidence associating them with Mollie Tibbetts' death or disappearance?
No.
Did you see any vehicle in the video, surveillance video, around the time and date that Mollie Tibbetts disappeared, other than the defendant's vehicle?
I didn't.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer.
I did not. I did not see any other vehicle.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
So defense have any recross?
Did you ever find a murder weapon?
No.
And the body being found at 2478 460th, Mr. Pexa lived at 2410 460th, right?
Right.
After you found the body, did you think maybe to go knock on Mr. Pexa's door and follow up?
No.
That's all I have.
Mr. Claver, anything else to this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Kivi. You may step down here. Can we clear the hall? We're gonna take a break. Members of the jury, we'll take a 10-minute recess at this time. Want to remind you of your admonition.
Admonition.
Why don't you, just for
Love how they say
clarification
that.
purposes,
Admin
remain
listen.
seated until Carrie tells you it's okay to leave, and that should be just momentarily. And again, leave your notebooks where they are. Thank you.
All right, that's the end of that video. Next one, please.